Escalating tensions between OpenAI and Microsoft, a potential legal confrontation. Overview. Recent developments have revealed a significant deterioration in the relationship between OpenAI and Microsoft, two companies that have previously enjoyed a close partnership in artificial intelligence and cloud computing. As reported by various sources including Berberjean on social media and the Wall Street Journal, OpenAI is now considering accusing Microsoft of anti-competitive behavior before federal regulators. This potential legal move is compounded by ongoing disputes over the terms of OpenAI's acquisition of Windsurf, an acquisition crucial for OpenAI's strategic growth and technological development. Key developments. 1. Anti-competitive behavior accusation. OpenAI executives are reportedly contemplating legal action against Microsoft, fueled by perceptions of Microsoft's anti-competitive practices. The decision to consider such a drastic step indicates a significant shift in the dynamic between these two technology giants. Sources suggest that this consideration stems from frustrations over Microsoft's influence in their partnership and the strategic direction both companies wish to take, which may not align. 2. Windsurf acquisition dispute. The negotiations surrounding OpenAI's acquisition of Windsurf have become contentious, serving as a critical flashpoint for tensions between the two companies. Specific terms of the acquisition have not been disclosed, but it is evident that disagreements over the deal are exacerbating the already strained relations. The acquisition is viewed as pivotal for OpenAI's capabilities and future prospects, making the negotiations not just about financial terms but about the strategic vision for both entities. 3. Response from Microsoft. While there has been no detailed public response from Microsoft regarding the accusations, the implications of such allegations could pose significant legal and reputational challenges for the company. Given the current regulatory environment where tech companies face increased scrutiny over monopolistic practices, any accusations could further complicate Microsoft's position in the market. Common themes across sources. Deterioration of relations. Various reports consistently highlight a marked decline in the once cooperative partnership between OpenAI and Microsoft. This shift is notable as the companies had previously worked closely together on numerous projects, particularly in AI research and development. Regulatory focus. The potential for OpenAI to approach federal regulators underscores the current climate of heightened scrutiny on technology companies. With antitrust laws becoming a focal point in the tech sector, any legal actions could have wider implications for industry practices. Differences between sources. The initial report from Berberjean provides a brief overview of the situation, primarily acting as a warning about the deteriorating relations. It serves as a catalyst for further discourse on the topic. In contrast, the Wall Street Journal and Reuters offer more comprehensive analyses detailing the background of the disputes and the implications of potential legal actions. Such depth helps provide context for the ongoing tensions, indicating that the issues at hand have been building over time. Timeline of events. Historical collaboration. OpenAI and Microsoft have a history of collaboration that includes significant investments in joint projects in AI and cloud services. This collaboration has shaped the technological landscape and set the stage for their current disputes. Emerging tensions. Over the past few months, tensions have escalated due to disagreements related to strategic direction, partnership dynamics, and the Windsurf acquisition. The culmination of these issues has led to OpenAI's consideration of formal accusations against Microsoft. Windsurf acquisition. While details about the timeline of the Windsurf acquisition remain unclear, its significance in the current disputes cannot be understated. The deal is critical for OpenAI's technological advancements and future growth strategies. Implications. The potential legal confrontation between OpenAI and Microsoft could have several implications. Impact on AI industry. A legal battle could set a precedent for how tech companies navigate partnerships and acquisitions, particularly in the rapidly evolving field of artificial intelligence. It may also influence how companies approach competition and collaboration in technology. Regulatory scrutiny. Increased scrutiny from regulators could reshape the landscape of the tech industry. As antitrust issues become more prevalent, companies may need to adapt their business practices to avoid legal challenges. Future collaborations. The fallout from this situation could significantly affect future collaborations in the tech sector. Companies may become more cautious in forming partnerships, fearing potential disputes and legal ramifications. Conclusion. The situation between OpenAI and Microsoft represents a pivotal moment in the tech industry where collaboration can swiftly turn into confrontation. As OpenAI considers legal action against Microsoft for anti-competitive behavior amid disputes over the Windsurf acquisition, the implications of these developments could reverberate beyond the two companies, affecting partnerships and regulatory approaches in the broader tech landscape. The outcome of these tensions will not only define the future of OpenAI and Microsoft but may also influence how the industry navigates the intricate balance of competition and collaboration in the era of artificial intelligence. As this story unfolds, stakeholders will be keenly observing the responses from both companies as well as the reactions from federal regulators. The situation between OpenAI and Microsoft has escalated to a point where OpenAI is contemplating accusations of anti-competitive behavior against Microsoft before federal regulators. This dynamic marks a significant shift from their previously collaborative relationship, particularly in the fields of artificial intelligence and cloud services. The potential legal confrontation is compounded by ongoing disputes regarding the acquisition of Windsurf, a deal critical to OpenAI's future. 1. Anti-competitive behavior accusation. OpenAI's leadership is reportedly discussing the possibility of taking legal action against Microsoft, fueled by perceptions of Microsoft's practices being anti-competitive. This reflects deeper concerns over the strategic direction and evolving partnership dynamics between the two entities. 2. Windsurf acquisition dispute. The disagreements surrounding the terms of OpenAI's acquisition deal with Windsurf have intensified tensions. Although details about this acquisition remain largely undisclosed, it is pivotal for OpenAI's growth in technology and innovation, suggesting that the stakes are quite high. 3. Microsoft's position. While specific responses from Microsoft have not been detailed in the reports, the implications of OpenAI's accusations could present significant legal and public relations challenges for Microsoft, especially in a context of increasing regulatory scrutiny over monopolistic practices in the tech industry. Counterintuitive information. Shift from collaboration to confrontation. The transformation of the relationship from a collaborative partnership to a potential legal battle is striking. Companies in the tech sector often maintain a veneer of partnership even amid internal disagreements, but OpenAI's move toward accusations highlights a breakdown that is not typical in high-profile collaborations. Regulatory climate. The consideration of federal regulatory involvement by OpenAI is counterintuitive when considering the historical reluctance of tech companies to escalate disputes to such a level. Typically, companies seek to resolve issues privately, but OpenAI's move indicates a significant shift in strategy, possibly reflecting broader industry pressures and a changing regulatory environment that is increasingly hostile to perceived monopolistic behaviors. Visibility of internal disputes. The public nature of these disputes is also notable. Tech companies often operate behind closed doors to manage conflicts discreetly. The fact that OpenAI is publicly discussing accusations against Microsoft suggests either a lack of confidence in internal resolution processes or a strategic decision to leverage public opinion and regulatory scrutiny as a bargaining tool. Implications for future collaborations. The fallout from this situation could have broader implications for future collaborations within the tech industry. Typically, partnerships are forged based on mutual benefits and shared goals, but this conflict may discourage companies from entering into similar agreements or lead to more cautious negotiations in the future. In summary, the evolving situation between OpenAI and Microsoft is characterized by an unprecedented shift from collaboration to potential legal confrontation. with underlying tensions exacerbated by the high stakes of the Windsurf acquisition and the prevailing regulatory climate. The counterintuitive aspects of this development signal a changing landscape in the tech industry where previously cooperative relationships may be more fragile than they appear. The escalating tensions between OpenAI and Microsoft present several overlooked yet significant aspects that could have far-reaching implications for the tech industry regulatory environment and the future of artificial intelligence development. Here are some key points that merit deeper exploration. 1. Anti-competitive behavior accusation, implications for regulatory scrutiny. OpenAI's contemplation of accusing Microsoft of anti-competitive behavior is not merely a corporate squabble, it signals a critical moment in the ongoing dialogue about monopolistic practices in the tech sector. The significance lies in the growing scrutiny of dominant tech companies by regulatory bodies globally, particularly in the United States and Europe. OpenAI's potential accusations could catalyze further investigations into Microsoft's business practices, which might expose vulnerabilities in its market strategies. This situation also raises critical questions about the balance of power in tech partnerships. If OpenAI, a company built on innovation and collaboration, perceives that a partner like Microsoft is stifling competition, it may indicate a broader trend where powerful players use their influence to suppress emerging competitors. Such allegations could encourage other companies to reassess their partnerships and strategies, leading to an environment where transparency and fairness become paramount for tech collaborations. 2. Windsurf acquisition, strategic importance. The tensions over OpenAI's acquisition of Windsurf are particularly significant. The details of this acquisition remain vague, yet it is clear that it represents a strategic move for OpenAI, potentially aimed at enhancing its technology stack and market position. The disputes over the terms of this acquisition hint at deeper underlying issues concerning control and collaboration between the two companies. The Windsurf deal could symbolize a broader trend where tech companies are acquiring smaller firms to rapidly innovate and expand their capabilities. If OpenAI is unable to finalize this acquisition due to ongoing tensions, it could hinder its growth trajectory and ability to compete against other AI firms, including those backed by Microsoft. Therefore, the outcome of this dispute is not just about a single acquisition, it could shape the landscape of AI development and competitive dynamics in the industry. 3. Deterioration of relations, a shift in collaborative dynamics. Historically, OpenAI and Microsoft have been seen as allies in the AI domain, collaborating on projects that leverage Microsoft's Azure cloud services and OpenAI's cutting-edge technologies. This deterioration in relations represents a significant shift that could alter the collaborative dynamics within the tech industry. Such shifts might lead to a trend where companies are less willing to enter into partnerships, fearing that they may be undermined or outmaneuvered by their allies. The breakdown in this relationship also raises questions about the sustainability of cooperative models in tech. If major players cannot maintain trust and collaboration, it could lead to an environment of isolationism where companies prioritize their interests over collective innovation, ultimately stifling progress in AI. 4. Potential legal ramifications, setting precedents. The potential legal ramifications of OpenAI's accusations against Microsoft could set important precedents in how tech companies interact and the legal frameworks governing their behaviors. If OpenAI proceeds with these accusations, it could lead to a landmark case that defines the contours of antitrust law in the tech industry, particularly concerning collaborations and competitive practices. This scenario could have a chilling effect on how companies structure partnerships, as they might become overly cautious, fearing litigation or regulatory backlash. It could lead to a re-evaluation of existing agreements and force companies to be more transparent about their practices, ultimately fostering a more equitable environment for competition. 5. Broader impact on the AI landscape. The fallout from this situation could extend beyond OpenAI and Microsoft, influencing the wider AI landscape. As these two giants navigate their disputes, it may inspire other AI firms to scrutinize their own partnerships and competitive strategies more closely. Additionally, the regulatory response to OpenAI's accusations could shape the development and funding of AI technologies, potentially prioritizing ethical considerations and fairness in competition. Moreover, the public's perception of these companies may be affected, leading to reputational risks that impact investor confidence and customer trust. In an era where consumers are increasingly aware of corporate practices, maintaining a positive public image is crucial for companies involved in cutting-edge technologies. 6. The role of federal regulators. The involvement of federal regulators in this situation highlights the increasing importance of government oversight in tech industries. As regulators become more vigilant, companies may need to adapt their strategies to comply with evolving legal standards. This underscores the significance of understanding the regulatory landscape and preparing for potential changes that could emerge as a result of this dispute. The willingness of OpenAI to engage federal regulators also suggests a proactive approach to addressing perceived injustices within the industry. This stance could encourage other companies to take similar actions, potentially leading to a wave of regulatory scrutiny that reshapes industry practices. Conclusion. The tensions between OpenAI and Microsoft extend far beyond a simple corporate dispute. They encapsulate significant issues regarding antitrust regulations, the nature of tech partnerships, and the future of AI development. The potential accusations of anti-competitive behavior, the strategic importance of the Windsurf acquisition, and the implications for regulatory oversight all serve as pivotal elements in understanding the broader context of this situation. As this conflict unfolds, it will be crucial for industry stakeholders to monitor developments closely, as the outcomes may redefine collaborative models in technology and set important precedents for future regulatory frameworks. The interplay between innovation, competition, and regulation will be a defining characteristic of the tech landscape moving forward. And this situation could serve as a critical turning point in that evolution. Key points for in-depth analysis and discussion. 1. Anti-competitive behavior accusation. The potential legal action by OpenAI against Microsoft for anti-competitive behavior represents a significant shift in their previously collaborative relationship. This accusation raises questions about the nature of competition in the tech industry, particularly regarding partnerships and acquisitions that can lead to monopolistic practices. OpenAI's move to consider such a serious allegation indicates they believe Microsoft's actions may hinder their ability to innovate and compete effectively in the AI space. This point invites further exploration of antitrust laws and how they apply to technology partnerships, especially in rapidly evolving sectors like AI. 2. Windsurf acquisition dispute. The conflict over the terms of OpenAI's acquisition of Windsurf highlights the complexities of mergers and acquisitions in the tech industry, where strategic interests can clash. This acquisition is positioned as crucial for OpenAI's future, suggesting it may provide essential technology or market access. The dispute signifies potential misalignments in corporate strategies and visions for the future of AI. Analyzing this acquisition's implications can lead to broader discussions about how technology companies negotiate deals, manage partnerships, and navigate regulatory landscapes. 3. Deterioration of relations. The breakdown of relations between OpenAI and Microsoft signifies a broader trend in the technology sector where partnerships can quickly sour due to differing strategic goals or competitive pressures. The transition from collaboration to confrontation is critical to understanding the dynamics of tech partnerships. This deterioration could impact not only the two companies involved but also the broader ecosystem of AI development, as collaborations often lead to innovation and progress. Discussion around this point can focus on the factors that contribute to such breakdowns and how companies can mitigate conflicts in high-stakes collaborations. 4. Regulatory environment and scrutiny. OpenAI's potential accusations against Microsoft come at a time of heightened regulatory scrutiny of big tech companies. This environment shapes how companies operate and strategize, particularly concerning acquisitions and competitive practices. Understanding the implications of federal regulation on tech companies can provide insights into how these companies might adapt their strategies to comply with antitrust laws while still pursuing aggressive growth and innovation. This point invites a deeper look into the evolving regulatory landscape and its potential impact on the future of technology and competition. Conclusion: the escalating tensions between OpenAI and Microsoft mark a critical juncture in their relationship, with potential repercussions for the tech industry as a whole. The themes of anti-competitive behavior, acquisition disputes, relational dynamics, and regulatory scrutiny provide rich avenues for analysis and discussion, offering insights into the complexities of modern technology partnerships and the challenges posed by an evolving competitive landscape. 1. United States vs. Microsoft Corporation 2001. This landmark antitrust case was brought against Microsoft by the U.S. Department of Justice and 20 states. The government accused Microsoft of maintaining its monopoly position in the PC operating system market through anti-competitive practices, such as bundling its Internet Explorer browser with the Windows operating system to suppress competition from rivals like Netscape. The case revealed the complexities of competition in the tech industry and led to a settlement that imposed various restrictions on Microsoft's business practices. 2. European Commission vs. Google 2017. The European Commission fined Google €2.42 billion for abusing its dominant position in the market for online search by favoring its own comparison shopping service over those of competitors. This case illustrates the growing scrutiny of tech giants in Europe, focusing on anti-competitive behavior and the impact of monopolistic practices on competition and consumer choice. The ruling was a significant moment in the ongoing debate over how to regulate large technology companies. 3. Facebook's acquisition of Instagram 2012. Facebook's acquisition of Instagram for approximately $1 billion raised concerns about anti-competitive behavior due to Facebook's dominance in social media. Critics argued that the acquisition was an attempt to eliminate a potential competitor and maintain Facebook's market power. In recent years, regulators have revisited this acquisition as part of broader investigations into Facebook's business practices and market influence, highlighting the complexities of mergers and acquisitions in the tech industry and their implications for competition. The escalating tensions between OpenAI and Microsoft signal a pivotal moment in the relationship between two of the most influential players in the tech industry. As these developments unfold, several predictions about the future can be made regarding their implications for both companies, the artificial intelligence (AI) landscape, and regulatory scrutiny in the technology sector. Predictions for OpenAI and Microsoft. 1. Legal confrontation and its ramifications. OpenAI's consideration of legal action against Microsoft for alleged anti-competitive behavior may lead to a protracted legal battle, drawing attention from federal regulators. This confrontation could set precedents for how tech companies engage in partnerships and competition, potentially leading to more stringent regulations on mergers, acquisitions, and collaborations in the industry. Legal outcomes may also influence market dynamics and investor confidence in both companies. 2. Impact on collaboration. The breakdown in relations could signal the end of a significant era of collaboration between OpenAI and Microsoft. If OpenAI pursues its accusations, the partnership may dissolve, leading both companies to seek alternative alliances. This could result in a fragmented AI landscape, where companies are hesitant to collaborate due to fears of antitrust repercussions. 3. Shift in AI development focus. With escalating tensions, both companies might redirect their strategic focus. OpenAI may prioritize independent development of its technologies and solutions, possibly increasing investments in its own cloud infrastructure or seeking new partners. Conversely, Microsoft might fortify its AI capabilities by investing in other startups or enhancing its existing offerings to offset potential losses from the OpenAI partnership. 4. Increased regulatory scrutiny. The consideration of antitrust accusations signifies a growing trend of regulatory vigilance in the tech sector. Future interactions between large tech firms and regulatory bodies may become more contentious with increased oversight on business practices. This could prompt other tech companies to re-evaluate their partnerships and competitive strategies as they navigate a landscape of heightened regulatory expectations. Predictions for the AI landscape. 1. Emergence of new competitors. As OpenAI and Microsoft potentially disengage, other players in the AI field may seize the opportunity to fill the void. Startups and established companies could gain traction as they leverage the uncertainty surrounding these giants to position themselves as viable alternatives for AI solutions. This may lead to a more diverse ecosystem with a wider array of AI technologies and applications. 2. Acceleration of innovation. The potential fallout from this conflict could catalyze innovation as both companies strive to outpace each other. OpenAI may invest heavily in research and development to assert its independence, while Microsoft could enhance its AI capabilities through acquisitions or partnerships. This competition may ultimately benefit consumers and businesses by driving advancements in AI technologies. 3. Shifts in consumer trust. Public perception of both companies may shift in response to the unfolding drama. Consumers often gravitate towards companies perceived as ethical and fair in their business practices. If OpenAI successfully frames its narrative around protecting innovation against monopolistic behavior, it might enhance its brand image. Whereas Microsoft could face reputational damage if viewed as stifling competition. Broader implications for the technology sector. 1. Re-evaluation of tech giants' business practices. The conflict may serve as a wake-up call for other tech giants to reassess their business models and strategies. Companies operating in the AI space will likely become more cognizant of the need to maintain competitive fairness to avoid scrutiny from regulators. This could signal a shift towards transparency and ethical considerations in partnerships and acquisitions. 2. Formation of new regulatory frameworks. As regulatory bodies respond to the increasing complexity of tech industry dynamics, we may see the development of new frameworks aimed at governing AI technologies and collaborations. Such regulations could address issues of competition, consumer protection, and ethical AI development. Shaping the future landscape of technology and innovation. 3. Long-term effects on market dynamics. The fallout from this dispute may lead to a reconfiguration of power dynamics within the tech industry. Companies that can navigate this new landscape effectively, either by fostering cooperative relationships or by innovating independently, could emerge as leaders in the AI sector. This reconfiguration may influence investment trends, with investors favoring companies that prioritize ethical practices and innovative capabilities. Conclusion. The tensions between OpenAI and Microsoft represent not just a critical juncture for the two companies but also a broader reflection of the challenges facing the tech industry as a whole. As they navigate potential legal battles and shifting market dynamics, the outcomes of these conflicts could have lasting implications for competition, collaboration, and regulatory practices in the AI landscape. The coming years will likely see a redefined relationship between tech giants, with significant consequences for innovation, consumer trust, and the regulatory environment.